Hi, I'm Ken Sargent, State Coordinator for Baseball Umpires, and I would like to welcome you to the first in-season look at how things are going thus far. I'll discuss some things that have come up from our observers, umpires, and regional coordinators. From observations, we are seeing numerous examples of the base umpire working too deep. The key word in the position description here is halfway. This gives you a better angle for pickoffs and plays at first. If you don't feel vulnerable here, you are likely not close enough. Remember too that this is the starting position and you can adjust depending on the situation. A likely bunt situation or a lefty pitcher with a good pickoff move would be examples where you might want to work even closer than halfway. I didn't depict the working area here, but I wanted to bring it to your attention. We are seeing several examples where base umpires are not moving when in the B and C positions. You should be using the step up, turn, and face the ball while moving into the working area and closer to your likely call at whatever base. One of our observers took this picture. No white or gray allowed on a pitcher's glove. This has been a rule forever. This cannot happen. The Federation issued an interpretation regarding sliding gloves in the pocket this year. It is copied here in the slide. I would suggest not letting a batter step in the box with a glove hanging out like is pictured here. If he can't fold it and get it in the pants pocket, a last resort measure would be to have him give it to the first base coach. As a reminder also, a second interpretation is that a tag can be applied to the sliding glove and it would be a valid tag. Even perhaps with taking a sliding glove to the first base coach, pace of play thus far has been very good. Keep it up and remember that your voice and talking to players carries a lot of weight. If they are doing well, encourage it to continue with positive reinforcement. We haven't seen a lot of teams using this yet, but one thing that has occurred is the pitcher and catcher being ready for action before the ball is live. This can occur after a foul ball or some other situation where the ball is dead. Work with your catcher to make sure you have put the ball in play before he signals the pitch call to the pitcher. The pitcher cannot be in the stretch set before the ball is live. I wanted to leave this out, but just could not. It is much better than last season with just a few incidents so far. If you see illegal use of the eye black, it is a verbal warning and ask the coach to have his players clean it up as best they can to make it legal. If you don't get compliance, a written warning is issued and the coach is restricted to the dugout. I don't think anyone wants to go there, so it will likely be corrected. If it gets to the second stage, please file a contest report with the league. We have had a couple of instances of props in the dugout. This is not allowed. The penalties are standard: verbal warning, written warning with a dugout restriction, and finally ejection. Always remember that you don't have to start at step 1. If a prop is used and the celebration excessive and intimidating, you can proceed to step 2 or 3. Any use of a prop should be reported via a contest report. We have received specific questions about the number of conferences in an inning and multiple defensive conferences with the same batter. The charged conference basics are on the slide here, but addressing the specific questions, if they so desire, a team may take all 3 defensive conferences in the same inning, and they may have multiple conferences with the same batter at the plate. When either team has a conference, the other team can conference as well without being charged, but they must conclude when the originating team concludes. Also, a key difference to remember is that a defensive conference ends when the coach crosses the foul line, but an offensive conference ends when the coach starts to return to the coach's box or dugout. As a base umpire, you can see things that are not in the field of vision of the home plate umpire. Keep an eye on dugouts. Watch out for players being out of the dugouts. More than one on-deck batter, or an on-deck batter out of the on-deck circle, creeping toward home plate or further around the backstop. Taking care of these kind of things is what separates you from the average umpire. Here are some final reminders. We understand that the schedule you submit is very likely to change because of cancellations, changes, etc. That is okay. We just need to know that you are working games. We will be selecting state tournament umpires on Thursday, May 2nd. Take care of business and make sure your eligibility badge is green. You can't be selected if it isn't. Any questions or comments about anything in the review can be directed to me or your regional coordinator. Our contact information can be found in the MSHSL Central Hub. Continue working hard and have fun out there.